1.
My name is Emilene Yaxley, Doble, and I'm here to talk about how social media affects teens' mental health. So, social media plays a massive part in today's society, and it's growing all the time. It's especially popular with the younger generations, teenagers such as myself. There are many different known effects on teens, some positive such as connectivity and convenience, and some negative such as anxiety, sleep deprivation and depression. I first signed up to social media at the age of 11, and I started off with just having Instagram, but a couple of weeks later I'd made a Snapchat account too. I'm now 15 and I use those two social media sites daily, but also have Facebook. According to my phone, I spend an average of 3.5 hours on social media alone per day, and I didn't think it'd be half as much as this, but it's made me think of how much time I'm unnecessarily wasting by just scrolling through Instagram and looking at nothing really. 1 in 4 teens is classed as a heavy social media user. A heavy user is someone who visits 2 or more social media sites multiple times a day, so I would be classed as a heavy user, as I'm sure lots of other people would be too. More and more teens are becoming heavy users and are struggling to self-regulate the amount of time they're spending online. The longer you are on social media, the more likely and vulnerable you are to all of the negative risks. Many teens become emotionally invested in their online accounts and can therefore suffer from anxiety due to the pressure of doing every little single thing right. Lots of people are self-conscious about what they post, mainly because of other people's opinions, for instance peers at school. Many people believe that you have to have the perfect photo that fits your current feed, it has a good caption to go with it, and it gets a big amount of likes and comments. If you don't get the big amount of likes and you're not 100% happy with the photo you've posted, it can leave you disheartened, and all of the mentioned things are factors into causing anxiety. Another negative of social media is how easily it can cause sleep deprivation. Some people are spending the majority of their evenings glued to screens, either watching Netflix on the TV, scrolling through Instagram things on your phone, or even multitasking and doing both at the same time. The risk of being glued to a screen constantly is how quickly you can lose track of time, and soon enough it can be 11 o'clock at night. The lack of sleep can cause overeating, moodiness, and a drop in concentration, so therefore a drop in grades too. All of this just because of a small device that's 90% of the time stuck to your hand. A British study published by the Journal of Youth found that girls are significantly more likely to wake up during the night to check their phone, look at social media and reply to messages. This means sleep schedules are irregular and interrupted. Social media is a highly likely but not proven cause of depression. Many of the symptoms of depression have been found in studies. These are things like an increase in loneliness and a decrease in human interaction. The symptoms will increasingly become more noticeable if you are someone who relies on their social media daily. According to a study taken, people who have more than 7 social media accounts are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression. The prolonged use of social media is also proven to create low self-esteem, especially in children. One of the positives about social media is how it connects and brings people together. It makes staying in touch with friends and family who may not live nearby much more convenient and quick, and a lot more fun than normal text message. It can also bring people together. Moderated forums are often set up where people can anonymously talk to someone who may be going through a similar thing to them, or maybe just people with the same interests sharing knowledge. Overall, I think that social media has positives and negatives on mental health, but it depends on how closely time and content is self-managed. Are there any questions?
Okay, I think the current sign-up age is normally about 13 or so. Do you think that is suitable?
Yeah, I think I definitely had social media before I was 13, but I didn't get Facebook until I was 13, which is the recommended age, and I think that should be stuck to because of the amount of negativity there is.
Okay, 2 things kind of linked together, I guess. First of all, what would you like to see? Do you think that there should be more stuff done in schools to help teach kids about this? And if so, where can the time be found in normal school day?
I think in life skills lessons we could be taught more about it, because there's so many negative things such as body image, like all of the perfect fitness gurus showing off how they live their lives, and you compare yourselves to them. And I think in life skills we could just be taught not to compare ourselves to everything we see online, because it might not be real.
Okay, and last question. Overall, and it's a bit of a generalisation, Do you think social media has been a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it can be a good thing because you can share your ideas and it's a good way, like people make money out of it and that's how they live their lives. But then I think it probably has more negative effects at the moment than positive.
Okay, thank you very much.